Hi, my name is Celia Sasser, and I just want to welcome you to She's Magic, the Modern Day Witch. So, I coach female entrepreneurs. Uh, I show them how to manifest more success by tapping into their inner magic. So, today's video podcast, either wherever you're listening from, is I'm going to give you an introduction to tarot or tarot, however you prefer to pronounce it. Um, I use tarot to coach my clients. So, how this helps me is because I'm intuitively able to see the story from which they are living their lives, or being stuck, or what's coming in their business, or why they aren't showing up. And so I've used tarot with the intuitive knowledge of knowing how to read the cards and then let spirit speak through me and interpret the cards for the querent, which is the person that is accepting the reading from me. Okay. So I'm going to just go over a section because there's a lot to cover. So this is just going to be the beginning phase because I don't want this to be very long and lose your attention. Okay. So first of all, I would like to say that the cards are separated by the major arcana and the minor arcana. Okay. So the minor arcana is symboled by swords, um, wands, cups, and pentacles. Okay. So the swords represent intellect. It's all about mindset. It's all about what we overthink when we have that stuck energy when we're in our head. Okay. That's sword energy, overthinking things and always in our mind, being led by our limiting beliefs and not being able to move past the story that we're telling ourselves. Okay. So swords are associated with air signs. Okay. So if you've ever heard the expression like come back to earth, you're in the air, that's like that kind of feeling where you're just disconnected from your body and you are all in the head. Okay. So air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay. So the next suit, so this is, I'll show you a cups card and there, so the cups come in a range of cards and I'm not going to go over them, but these are your challenges and situations that show up. The major arcana lays the footwork and the minor arcanas are the challenges and the surprises that we receive along the way. Okay, so time is cyclical. So we complete a cycle. That is how we live our lives. We've been taught that it's linear. So we think we're starting from here and we're ending up there. But in actuality, just like the clock, the face of a clock, the hours go in a circle, so does our life cycle. Okay. Now, I teach my clients how to use the moon phases because we are connected to her. And farmers, back before there were clocks, they would use the phases of the moon to show them how to harvest their crops. Well, it's the same thing when you're running a business. The moon phases help you because you're aligned with the energy at that time. So let's say if we're in a waning crescent moon, the waning crescent is a time for reflection. And if you are in the doing part, you're going to meet resistance. I'm not going to get too much into that because we're going to focus on tarot only. But I just want to give you a little bit of insight, like how I work with my clients and the things that I introduce so that you can have more flow and harmony and really manifest what you're attracting instead of always pushing against the current and feeling like nothing is working out for you. That is when you're in the swords energy and you're in your head and you're thinking you don't have what it takes. And there's so much resistance in your business and it's just, it feels defeating. Okay. So the cups energy, I showed you, did I show you? No, I did not. So I'm going to show you the swords. So the swords, this is the swords, like that's kind of the energy. You can see like how she's got her hand in her head. I mean, her head in her hands, and she's just overthinking the process. That's kind of swords energy, you know. It's and there's different layers. Okay, so there's a story that goes in the swords. And so then the cups energy, so cups, here's the cups. The cups energy is all about emotion. It's about love and the it's like, you know, where you're in love with something, you're feeling happiness, you're feeling content, or where you're feeling deception, you know, it's all about our emotions. Okay. And so a lot of the times we lead with our emotions. So the cards are able to tell me the story of where you're getting hung up emotionally. And so cups represent the water signs. So they represent Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Okay. So then let's talk about the wands. So the wands energy is about action taking. It's about growth. It could be spiritual growth as well. But this is where you're making movement. Okay. And so this is where if it shows up in your reading, the story it's telling you, it's to take action on something or if there's growth happening. Okay. It represents both of those. It's, you know, like here you see the Four of Wands, and you can see that it's a sturdy foundation with the two here and the two here. So this is about growth. This is about happy, like this is a happy card. So this is the wands, and the wands represent fire signs. Okay, so fire signs are known to be action takers. So whenever you have wands that show up and you're a fire sign, it is, you know, correlated to you specifically or taking action so that you can receive growth in your business. And fire signs are Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Okay. And then we're going to move on to the pentacles. Now, everybody loves when they get the pentacles. Okay. So the pentacles here is the Eight of Pentacles. So pentacles represent money, but they also represent earthly materials, okay, earthly things. So for instance, if you are, you know, working on your business, like this Eight of Pentacles represents that you are working hard on something, you're working on a project in your business. And so you're getting closer because this is an eight. Everything has a cycle. So it starts with the one, which is the ace, and it ends with the 10. Okay. So when you're at the 8, you're working on something really hard in your business, but it's not quite there. Okay. It can also tell you, like in your readings, like if your pentacles, your money is coming in, but you're still working on, or if you're working on a project and you want to know if it's going to be easy or if this is too much work, you might get the Eight of Pentacles where spirit is guiding you and telling you, you know, this isn't the path. It's going to be too much work. Okay. So those are the four suits that, you know, that really fill in the story. The Major Arcana is really our guide. Okay. So I'm going to I'm pulling the first four cards in the Major Arcana. That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. And I'm really going to correlate it with the year of 2021. Okay, so in 2021, we have zeros, twos, and ones. Okay, so zeros represent a cycle. Okay, we're at the beginning stage of a cycle. Okay, this is you're starting at zero. And the reason why you know, zero is a circle is because we live our lives in a cycle, and that's where we need to learn. We don't live our lives in a straight line. So the Fool card, you can see that, you know, he's got his wand, which is about growth, and he also is carrying just a bandana. So this represents um, going on a new journey, but traveling lighter. And, you know, it could be literally like you might have this urge where you want to purge things in your life and you don't want to bring them with you. But it's also about completing a cycle. Like I said, we complete cycles. So whatever you sorry, I don't think shedded is a word, but whatever you let go of in the past, that's something that you're not bringing with you. So you're traveling lighter because maybe that was a limiting belief, or maybe in your business you had a partner and the partner isn't working out for you, but you were resisting the change because you didn't want to hurt their feelings. Okay, so the Fool is correlated with Aquarius. Okay, so this is in your head, air signs, feeling light and airy, and just thinking about the possibilities. So in 2021, we are thinking about the possibilities. So 2020 was a year about going inward and shedding some of those layers so you could show up as the Fool in your life. Okay. And that doesn't mean making bad choices. It just means that you're traveling lighter and you're excited about what's coming next. Okay. So then the next major arcana card is the Magician. Okay. And so the Magician is correlated with earth signs. So the earth sign that it represents is Gemini or Virgo. And what the Magician is about when you receive this, it's about, okay, so you're starting your journey. Now, what am I going to build? Okay, so this could be the newness of a project that you're working on in your business, an idea that you have. And so now you're going to be the Magician, and you're going to think about what it is that I want to bring into this new idea. So this is like the Magician. You can see he has all of his tools here. He's got the swords, the cups, the pinnacles, and he has his wand. Okay. And then you see there's an affinity sign, which means that there's infinite possibilities. So you've moved from the Fool. Now you're stepping into, what am I going to create? Okay. So we're feeling that shift in 2021. It's about, what am I going to create? I realize that there isn't certainty. And if I want to live an abundant life, if I want to have a successful business, it's on me. What am I going to create? Okay, so that is what the Magician energy is. It is claiming back your magic, knowing that the power is within. Okay, and so the one thing I'd like you to remind you about the Magician card is that this also works with how our body, our neuroscience is connected. Okay, so we were given the gift of having an RAS, which is a reactivating, or I'm going to hack it up, but it's a reflective activating system. I know that's not what it is. I don't have my notes, but really what the RAS's job is to create focus. Okay. So when you're in the Magician stage and you're thinking of a project, let's say, or you're thinking of a new way of showing up in your business, or how you're going to be visible, or you know, what it is that you want to create. So you're in this stage. So while you are focusing, when you're focusing on it, because if you've ever heard the saying that you don't need to know the how, you just need to make the decision. Okay. So this is in the stage where you are making the decision. You're in the Fool. You've made the decision to take a leap. This is the Fool energy. You've made the decision. You're taking a leap for what you want. And now you're in the Magician energy. And the Magician energy is like, okay, I'm taking the leap. Now, how am I going to build this? And we just moved into a new moon yesterday. Today is the 14th, or no, 15th, I'm sorry, but Wednesday on the 13th. you know, it's COVID, you're in the house, sorry. Um, but on Wednesday, we just experienced a new moon, and new moon was in Capricorn. Okay. And so Capricorn is in the 10th house, and the 10th house is all about success, your business, what you're creating, taking action. It's that father energy. It's like I say what I'm going to do and I do what I say kind of energy. Okay. And so because we're, you know, you're shifting into the full energy of what it is am I creating, and you're planting that seed. Okay. So this is with the new moon, the full energy, you're planting your seed, and now you're going to build something. Okay. So here we are in the building stage. So the magician is about, you know, like how he takes gold, he melds gold and our metals and turns them into gold. So it's like you have the capability of creating whatever you want by using your tools. And your tools are your mind, your emotions, your earthly senses that are around you, whether it's money or what's in your earthly plane, and your wand by taking the action. So that's what the magician represents. And that's the number one. Okay. And so we're in 2021. And so that's what we're moving into, being more self reliant, trusting that when we receive a download from spirit, when we receive an idea that this is spirit, because spirit moves through us to take action. Your RAS is guided by spirit. Okay. So it's when you start focusing on something and you've gotten laser focused, your perception changes. And when your perception changes, doors start to open, you start to meet people, there's synchronicities that show up. So that is in the magician stage. Okay. That is the one. So that is trusting that you already have everything that you need. And now it's time to take the leap. Now it's time to move forward. Now it's whatever that project or that business that you, or promotion or move or new relationship, old relationship that you want to let go, whatever it is in your life, it's that time. It's the time to make the decision and do something about it. Okay. That is the one energy we are moving forward on. So now we have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess, the number she represents is 2, and we are in 2021. So there's two twos, and two twos make 4, which builds a healthier foundation, because 4 is all about your foundation. But 2 is trusting in your intuition. So the High Priestess is she is represented by the moon. Okay, the magic of the moon. And that's why I work with the moon with my clients and help them connect with the moon phases, because we are connected from above and below. So, you know, if we think we're separate, it's not. That's not the way it works. So whatever's happening in the universe, in our solar system, it's affecting us. So when you connect to the moon, so the zodiac sign that she is represented by is Cancer. So Cancer is a water sign, and it's very fluid energy. And you can see that there is a black pillar and a white pillar. So this represents polarity, that there are things that are going to show up that they contrast each other, but it's up to you to stand in your High Priestess energy and trust that you are being guided, that you are being um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just intuitively you have this inner knowing. Okay. And when you step into that energy, you trust your intuition, and you know that you're always being guided for your highest good. Okay. Now, sometimes we can take that energy and we can only focus on the what's the darkness of it instead of the light. Okay. So when the High Priestess shows up in your reading or for your business, it's to trust your intuition. So if you are going to take on a partner, and your gut saying no, or if you're going to hire someone and you knew from the beginning you weren't supposed to hire them, but you dismissed it because you really wanted to trust the person, and then you find out that it wasn't a good fit, okay? But you had the signs, but you just didn't trust your intuition. So this is about going inwards. 2020 was about being the fool, creating new cycles, shedding old layers with the zeros. And twos were about going inwards to trust your intuition, your inner guidance. What direction are you supposed to be going? Okay. So remember this in 2021, always trust your intuition. Know that you are the magician of what it is that you are creating, but you must be willing to take a leap. And when the other cards come in, the minor arcanas, it will show you why you can't take the leap. If there's some limiting beliefs, some swords energy that shows up, the cards will show why you aren't able to take the leap. So this is the high priestess energy. And so that is in your worth. Okay. And that's where we get sidetracked when our perception, like I said, everyone has their own perception, and it's usually built up by their surroundings. Okay, so it's your culture, it's your parents' belief system, it's the belief system that they've put upon you, and this can go back for many lives. Okay, so we all have lived many lives, and this is not only our cycles that we're living in the here and the now, but in the past cycles that we're taking with us. So like your ancestors, whatever they've gone through, they've passed it along to your parents. Okay. I've shared this before that that they did a research about this concept that we already form our belief system before at the point of conception. And they did this research, this study, and it was on uh, lab rats. And what they did was they shocked the lab rats every time they introduced the scent of vanilla and cherry blossoms. And then these were parent rats. So when they had mice, they put the scent of the cherry blossom and the vanilla in their environment, and they behaved like they were being shocked, even though they were never introduced to it. Okay, so that's kind of mind blowing to know that we take stuff from our past. Okay, so this is what pulls us off of course, and why we don't stand in our magician energy, why we tell ourselves that we're not enough and we can't do the things. So it's like when you have the full energy, it's because you're aware, you've raised your level of awareness, and you know where you were operating from, what's showing up. Because you'll hear me say this often, is whatever you see in your surrounding is only a reflection of what's going on internally. So if you're letting your limiting beliefs lead and you are viewing from your perception, or even because when we are viewing from our perception and we have our RAS, that opens up and brings things to us of what we are focusing on. So if you're focusing on bad things happening, you will see that bad things are happening. Or if you're focusing on, a person that you miss or something like that, and then all of a sudden you might get a phone call from them, or you might see them on social media on your Facebook page, and you're just like, wow, I was just thinking about that person. Well, that's the magic of who we are. It's like whatever we focus on, we bring more of that to us. So you've got to be careful of what your thoughts are. So then we're in 3. Okay. So the number 3 represents the Empress. Okay. And so the Empress is, she is like Mother Nature. Okay. The Empress energy. And the Empress energy is represented with earth signs. It represents Taurus and Libra. So what is Mother Nature about? Mother Nature is about giving birth, okay? Giving birth to a new creation, giving birth to passion, a passion project, giving birth to an idea, giving physical birth, it represents that. So if you get this in your reading, It could represent whichever your questions are in your business. If you're asking about business, it could represent that there's something coming in that's going to spark a new idea. You're going to give birth to a new idea that's going to be, and the cards will come in. So the pentacles, if the pentacles come in, you'll be shown that it's going to be a profitable idea. Okay. If the swords come in, it could represent that this, whatever you're creating, is going to take a lot of intellect and study. If it's wands that come in, it's saying that whatever this idea, whatever you're creating, you need to take action. Okay. And then if the cups energy comes in with this Empress card, it represents that you're falling in love with this, okay? And that it feels good and you're on the right track. So the Empress is all about, could be literal birth, but then if you're thinking of your business or even a new journey, you're giving birth. So 2021, when you add the numbers up, 2 and 1, you will get 3. Okay, so 3 is the beginning of, because 4 follows 3, and 4 is about a foundation, a stronger foundation. So when you're in this growth period and you're standing in your worth, and you know that everything that is coming to you has been divinely guided, then you know that you're on the right track. So I'm going to leave this for this video. I'm going to stop with those 4 cards. So really remember, 2021 is about you taking responsibility for what it is that you want to manifest. What kind of business do you want? What is the magic that you are creating? Don't live outside of yourself, live inside of you. Because when you take your cues inwardly and you trust your intuition and you know that you're being divinely guided, and when you receive those spiritual seeds, those ideas, you're going to take action on them because you know that they're for you. Don't be the one that says, years down the road where somebody created something and you said, I thought of that idea. Man, I should have taken action on that. And now look at this person. They're doing really well for themselves. That was my idea. Don't be that person. Have a beautiful day. And if you want to book a reading with me, you can find me at celiasasser.com, or you can schedule it here in my on my business page, my Facebook business page, so we can dive in deeper in your business and see what's blocking you and what really is Spirit trying to show you for 2021. And if you're also interested in learning more about the moon phases, I have created a moon magic planner journal. And this planner journal is to connect you with the moon phases and all of the spiritual gifts that we receive, so that your business can feel like you're more in flow with your spiritual side instead of creating resistance and feeling like everything is in the physical. Because that feels like a battle, like you're really fighting this battle trying to make things work. And with that planner journal, there is a membership that's attached to it. There's 2 memberships. One membership is you get the planner every month, and we meet every month, kind of like a mastermind where you set your intentions and we go over what you're struggling with and what you need assistance, and there's collaboration there. And then the other one is because inside of the journal, I have a daily login for your tarot readings. And so if you're not comfortable with reading tarot, this is the reason why I am creating this mini series, is so you can get comfortable. But if you just don't want to learn it and you really just want me to do your reading, then for $297 for the year, the one without the reading is $97 for the year. And the membership with the reading is $297, and you get a 3-card reading that shows up in your inbox every month, along with your planner and the support inside of the group where you receive accountability so you can move forward. Don't be the person that said, I wasted so much time in 2020. And I want you to remember, it's not racing against the clock. It's an evolution. It's becoming, because when you're building a business, it will be the hardest self-growth journey that you'll ever ever experience, because you are learning about yourself. You are you're going through a transformation, okay? And so as a transformational coach, that's where I guide you through. But I rather you call me a modern day witch, because I'm showing you how to use all of the spiritual gifts to move you through what it is that you're trying to call in. So you know where you can find me. There's links there for episodes of my podcast, for my YouTube channel. If you're not on Facebook, I'll be showing up in all three of those areas. Pick up your free copy of the planner journal for the month of January. And I do have a quick read. It's a free ebook on visualization, because that's part of the process when we are in this. You can see in the magician, you can see that there is an affinity sign, and that is above your crown chakra. And so when your crown chakra is open, that is when you're able to use your pineal gland, which is your third eye, like an antenna, to really focus and put the message out there of what it is that you're working on. Because the minute that you connect that, our RAS will open up the doors and say, here, we're tapping into a new frequency. Bring her the frequency that she needs in order for her business to be successful. Bring her that vibration, get her in alignment to the vibration, so that her successful business, she'll be aligned with it. Okay, so that's what this is all about. This is believing in the unseen. Have a beautiful day, and I hope that this little mini series on the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Empress has brought you some clarity on tarot, or tarot, however you want to pronounce it. And I will see you in the next series, going through all of the major arcanas. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day.